Hey, Dan Meyer, and I'm here back again for part 2 of making the most of online learning. The idea here again is I took a article I read from the founder of the Khan Academy about online learning, about the challenges that we're having when it comes to educating kids. And it makes you think about not just kids, but students in general. And not just young students, but students of all ages. And especially students that follow experts. When you think about all the people that are in my network that I work with, most of my clients, they're authors, they're coaches, they're speakers, they're experts in something. They want to share that expertise with their tribe, with their audience, with the people that are in their circle. And when they do that, a lot of that is through online content delivery. They're giving workshops, they're being parts of seminars and conferences, they're making YouTube channels, they're dropping videos on Instagram and Facebook. We want to make sure that we're doing the things that online learning has found to be important, and Khan Academy being one of the leaders when it comes to online education, there's a lot of things we can learn that we can apply to the entrepreneurial space when it comes to running your business online. So if you're thinking of launching a business or you're trying to grow your business and you're doing that online, think about how you're able to do things like this. Like yesterday we covered the first 3 tips, and the first 3 tips were emphasize our human connection, keep lessons short, and optimize interaction between students. You don't want to sit in front of your camera and lecture the audience for an hour. You don't want to speak to a PowerPoint slide for 40 minutes. You want 10-minute chunks or less. You want to have things where people can interact with. You want to be able to have interaction between the audience members, not just you and the audience, but the audience itself. So you want to take advantage of all the different tools and resources out there we can do to do those things. If you want to learn more about those topics, check the video previously from yesterday. Otherwise, I'm going to dive into part 2, which is 3 more tips from the Khan Academy on online learning. And the first one is focus on collaboration exercises. Think about this. When's the last time you attended a workshop or a seminar online and you were able to go into a breakout room and actually collaborate on something to solve a problem, to come up with a solution, to address something? It never happens, right? We have a speaker who delivers a topic, and then maybe we have breakout rooms with other speakers and we interact with them, but we don't actually ever collaborate. Why, right? When you think about when we were in school, one of the funnest things I think most of us found to be the best part of school was working on projects with classmates, being assigned to work on a project together, right? Researching together, collaborating, being able to work on that science project and build that volcano as a team, or do that research on the history of the Constitution and come back with a team effort to do pros and cons on the 10th Amendment or whatever it may be, right? So these kind of things, the collaboration, we've taken them out when it comes to us delivering content online. It's almost all like one-to-many, almost all expert to audience with very little collaboration. So think about how we can bring more of that into our online learning for our audience. How can we focus on collaboration exercises? Use gadget-focused work as well as traditional paper and pen homework, right? Think about both. There are some times where I see speakers that do things where they tell people to get a piece of paper. I do that in my exercises, a lot of my talks. I talk about get a piece of paper and write down 3 columns, and in column A, write down all the things that you wish you could do in your business. In column B, write down all the things that you did in the last week for your business, highlighting the ones that keep you busy, that are routine and manual and repetitive and boring. And then column C, move over things that are repetitive, manual, routine, and boring that you don't have to do to a virtual assistant to free you up to bring things from column A into what you're doing now, which is your dream stuff, which is what you do your business for in the first place, your passion things. That's an exercise, right? Think about that. How can you have your audience take out a piece of paper and a pencil and do something to keep them engaged? And how can you use gadgets? There are these cool apps out there that allow you to survey your audience, right? You send out a question and they reply to it. It could be something where you send it to them and they can use their phone. It could be something that they do via email. There's a lot of ways to do it, but you want to have more interactivity using gadgets and using pen and paper, giving them something fun to do besides just listen to you, write down notes from you, and then test them on what they know. And it could be a formal test like in school, or it could be an informal test where you're kind of just probing your audience to see who's interested in buying what you're selling. The third tip really today is balance lectures with group discussions and breakouts and one-on-one time, right? So you don't want to be speaking to the audience the whole time. You want to have breakout rooms. You want to have group discussions. You want to step out and let people discuss. You want to even have one-on-one time with your audience. Depending on what you're trying to deliver and how much time you have, you want to think about the ability to add a variety of options for people to learn from you. You don't want to always have it be me speaking to an audience and there not being any kind of balance for the audience to speak to each other or for people to have one-on-one conversations with you. As much as possible, build those into the online learning. So for example, you're doing a Zoom conference and you have breakout rooms. Have some of the breakout rooms be reserved for one-on-one time. Set up appointments. Do things where you can do a side conversation after you do your talk and somebody else is speaking. Do breakouts. Allow people that want to work with you to come into a room and give them a discussion topic and let them discuss it. It doesn't have to always be coming from the speaker. So build that kind of balance so it's not just you always lecturing. Those are the 3 things I talked about today. I mentioned the 3 I talked about yesterday. So now you have 6 topics that are from the Khan Academy, one of the probably the predominant leader in online learning, and taking those and using those to help us figure out how we can improve our online learning for our audience. When we're trying to teach them something, educate, empower, enable them to go out and do something that they couldn't or wouldn't do until they heard it from us first. And so that's what we do. So if you want to do that yourself, fire away, go do it. If you want to do it with a virtual assistant, I can help you do that. You can go to sonicva.com, it's sonicva.com, and sign up for a virtual assistant. They can help you set up all this stuff. They can help you manage your interaction so you're able to have more collaboration. You can be speaking into the camera while a VA is managing the chat aspect of the Zoom call. You can have the VA welcome in new people. You can have them call out special guests or VIPs. You can have them introduce the next speaker. It can free you up to then go have one-on-one conversations or follow-up conversations with people that are interested in your topic. That's just an example of what a VA can do. I dropped a video earlier in the week about how a VA can help you run an online summit or some kind of conference. So basically these things are synergy together. You have VAs that help you design your interactions with your clients through the online space so they learn from you. And so hopefully this helped. Again, please drop comments below. So basically that's, the Khan Academy. And real quick, I just want to give props to them. The Khan Academy, if you go to khanacademy.com, they provide resources for teachers to be able to teach students. They provide a lot of content for self-learning or augmented learning of what they do it for primary K-12, but there's also things in there for lifelong learners or post, high school learners. There's things for colleges. You can also go to Coursera or Udemy or just go to YouTube and learn all kinds of content from experts. But you want to be thinking about, as Khan Academy says, ideally your virtual learning should allow students to interact. You should allow your audience to have some kind of interaction so it's not just you speaking to the camera like this. You want to break it up. You want to make it consumable. You want to give them the Netflix approach. So if you want to hire a VA to help you do this, so you can focus on what you do best, you hire us to do all the rest. And all the rest could be things like managing your LinkedIn profile or doing media bookings or getting your book promoted or building a YouTube channel or doing email campaigns, sending a newsletter. Basically anything you can think of that you shouldn't be the one doing, we can do for you. So again, go to sonicva.com. It's sonicva.com. Send us a note or drop a comment below. I want to, again, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you thinking about how to make the most of online learning for your audience. And with that, I wish all of you a great rest of the day. Go out there and be awesome.